everybody. So I'm Rich here with the last final finds of 2024. I've got like 10 or so records, which is more than I usually show. So I'm going to try not to go on too long. I have 2 record store day purchases. And the first one I'm going to show is my purchase from Record Store Day Black Friday of 2024. And it's the Buffalo Springfield Live at the Monterey International Pop Festival. And the other is the Byrds at the same concert. The Byrds, I believe, played Saturday, and I believe Buffalo Springfield played Sunday. This was the only thing that I really felt that I needed to have out of the list. I mean, there were some other titles, but I don't need to have them. I'm trying to slim down. It's not working, though. I guess some would say the Buffalo Springfield set is better than the Byrds. It's kind of iffy for me because I think the Byrds songs are better than the Buffalo Springfield songs. But the Byrds, they're all chaotic. I mean, their version of Have You Seen Her Face sounds like a garage band performing it, you know? And same with there's a song on side 2, Lady Friend. That's probably the wanker on the Byrds set. They had so many better songs they could have included. David Crosby talks a lot in between songs, and I don't know if that was normal or what, but apparently the other Byrds, Chris Hillman and Roger McGowan, were very annoyed by that. And then the following night, he proceeded to play rhythm guitar, maybe backup singing with Buffalo Springfield, and I think that annoyed him even more because they felt like he gave a half-assed performance on the Saturday. But yeah, the Buffalo Springfield set is really good. It ends with Bluebird, which is very strong, and it starts with For What It's Worth, which is very strong. And in between, I would say the Stephen Stills songs are the standouts. Neil Young had just left the band. It's kind of unfortunate he still wasn't in the band. It would have been a better set. But anyways, I'm very happy with this. Very happy. I've heard a lot of this because I do have the Criterion Deluxe set of Monterey, Live at Monterey. I would like to see a few more of these. I'd like to see the Laura Nyro, or however you say her name. Her set, from what I've heard on the DVD, is fantastic. And also the Association of all things. On the deluxe set, it wasn't in the movie, but they do Along Comes Mary. And man, it's fantastic. It's better than the album studio version. And this is the albums. This is the Buffalo Springfield one. And they called this Orchid. I would call it purple, but whatever. And this is the Byrds one. And it's blue. Oh, it makes my eyes look so blue. Okay, the next Record Store Day purchase is Lou Reed, I'm So Free, the 1971 RCA demos. This came out in 2023, probably over a year ago. I think it came out on the regular Record Store Day. After Record Store Day, I went online and people were asking $60, $70, $80 for it. I picked it up a few weeks back for $18. You just wait. And most purchases come down. They don't all, but I think it's like it's close to 95% of them all come down in price. So just wait. I mean, this is fantastic. I showed this in the 25 greatest solo U.S. artists. And I showed this even though I hadn't shown it in a Vinyl Finds. It's just him playing acoustic guitar before his first solo album. It's got songs from like Kill Your Sons, which I believe is on his 4th album. It's really good, man. It's kind of like Lou Reed Unplugged. I really like it. And it's on the regular RCA at the time, but this is much thicker than the RCAs were back at the time. The next one I'm going to show, I think all the rest of these, no, some of these might be online, but they might all be from Going Underground. It's a Cure, BBC Sessions, 1979, 1981. You got 79, 4 songs from 79. You got 4 songs from 1980, which are the ones I was most familiar with from the 17 Seconds era. And their version of a Forest on here is fantastic, man. The songs on side 2, I'm not as familiar with. But yeah, this is really good, man. The BBC sessions and the Peel sessions, they really, every one I've ever bought is just fantastic. And it's on black vinyl, very plain labels, a bootleg, but still great. The next one is another chap from London, I believe. Another chap, like Lou Reed's from London. I think he recorded his first album in London. But this is Adam and the Ants' first album. Dirk Wears White Socks. At least this is the US version. And I think this came out in 1983. This is probably, this and the, what is it, the Wild, Kings of the Wild Frontier, my 2 favorite Adam and the Ant albums. After that, I don't really need anything. But I still need the Wild Frontier one. This is fantastic. I have a couple of singles, early singles of Adam Ant. So I had some of these songs, like Car Trouble, Kick, Xerox, probably a couple more, but whatever. This is fantastic, man. The early Adam and the Ant, I really dig. And he wasn't popular yet in the US at this time. I mean, this probably came out in the UK in like 79, you know? It's on this Epic label. Really good listen. Now this next one is very interesting. I pulled it off the wall and I told Ron, hey, can you put this on? I was in the store before it opened. And it's Enrique Guzman. Los Grandes Años del Rock and Roll. You know, the greats through the years of rock and roll. Volume 2. And Enrique Guzman, I didn't know it at the time. I didn't pay attention to the cover. Kind of caught me. He has quite a few Spanish language records in the shop. And this one caught my eye because of the cover. And it's pretty basic rock and roll. He writes a couple of the songs. And yeah, I really dig it, man. It's I don't know when this was recorded. It sounds like a 60s band. But Enrique Guzman, he's the father of, man, there's a Guzman lady that sings Hey Güera. And when I was in Mexico, when that song would come on, all the Mexican broads were like saying, Hey Güero, you know, and all this. God, what's her name? She's kind of wild. But anyways, that's him right there in the middle. He's a drummer, I guess. And I showed my wife, hey, look at this album I got. And she goes, oh, I know him. And she explained it to me who he was. I go, oh, shit, I didn't even realize when I bought it. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And pretty cool labels. That's one of the questions on the 2025 tag. What's your favorite label? I have pulled all the records for that tag, but I'll probably do it next week or the week after. Now this next one, I saw this and I had to get it. It's in great shape. I guess it had a calendar thing. So I mean, it opens on this side. So this kind of like, you know, it opens here. This kind of like, it seems like it's the front cover, but it actually isn't. Anyways, I don't care. The record itself on Curtis's own label, the Curtum label, fantastic. This is the only, and I told him, I go, wow, man, this is the only album I need by Curtis Mayfield. And he goes, oh, wow. He goes, you have all those other ones? And I go, I have them up to The Exorcist. And I go, after that, I don't know, whatever. I go, I don't have the live one, though. And he goes, I have a copy of the live one. So he went in the back and he pulled this out. It's a cutout. I believe it was a cutout. Well, maybe not. Oh, yeah, there it is. Little cutout there. And I was telling him, this was the first actual Curtis Mayfield album that I ever bought. It came out the first year as his first solo album, which I believe this is his first solo album, I think. But this was a double album, and it was priced as a single. So that's, I mean, I was a kid, you know, 13, something like that, 12. So I figured, I might have been 13, yeah. So I figured, you know, I'm going to get the double album, man. And I really dug it. It's real subtle. It's live. It's not bombastic at all. And to be honest, this is probably my favorite Curtis Mayfield album. In my opinion, some of his songs are kind of weighed down with all the horn and string arrangements. And you get none of that with this. It's just him and his band. And it's fantastic, man. Highly recommend this. I mean, I think it's my favorite. I wouldn't say it's his best. And again on that label. Now the next one is The Mummies, Running on Empty, Volume 1. This is, I bought their other album. It's called the First Mummies album or something. And I think it's a comp. This also is a comp. Came out in the mid-90s, 96 on Esteros Records. I don't know. I don't know if I would say I like this one more than the other one, but I like it just as much. It's fantastic. It's got some of their early stuff from the 80s, before they even were called the Mummies. It's even on the notes here, it says it's kind of tinny sounding, but it's great. The Mummies are, for those that don't know, they're a lo-fi, they call it budget rock, and a garage band. And side 2 is a live set, and surprisingly, it's a really good live set, man. And they get the fan. I guess it's in a live set in San Francisco. And you know, you got on the cover, you got this guy sitting on the toilet. But yeah, this is fantastic, man. It's my second Mummies I've picked up in the last like 6 months or so. Probably last 3 months or so. Really nice sleeves, and that's the label. And I think the other one I got is on Esteros too. Now this next one I picked up, out of all this batch, it was kind of noisy. So I returned it a couple of days later, and I told him, hey, I go, can I exchange this for something else? I go, it looks near mint, but I go, it's kind of noisy. And not kind of, it was noisy. Probably needs a good degrit or cleaning. But he goes, oh, I have other copies of that. And he gave me this copy. I paid like $20 for the one I had. This one he had listed at like 42, and he just, it's cool. Just, we'll call it an even swap. And it's the Beach Boys, Smiley Smile. Now, I've criticized this album in the past for, it kind of sounds like Squares trying to be cool, you know, and it kind of does at points. I mean, there's parts in here where they're trying to be weird, but the basic strong song structure is Beach Boys. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny, but I really dig this album, man. I enjoyed this 100 times more than I thought I was going to. Starts out with Heroes and Villains, which I believe was a single off of this. It didn't do anything, which was kind of surprising for the Beach Boys. This was like the start of the end for them. And the first song on side 2 is Good Vibrations, a song that was played all over the radio. But some of the other stuff's pretty weird, man. Vegetables, pretty weird 2-minute song. I mean, I say weird, it's not like psyched out weirdness. It's like Beach Boys structures, type songs that aren't the traditional songs about cars and girls and surfing. But yeah, I liked it a lot more because I had heard that before, and I had always like kind of nah. It's on Brother Records. I have no idea what pressing this is. It's fucking dead quiet, so that's all I care about. And I'm gonna end this the same way I started it, with Buffalo Springfield, a record that I got for like $6 or something. I would say it's very good. VG Plus. There's a little bit of crackling in between songs, not much, but this is all I need for the Buffalo Springfield. I think their first album's great. Their second album, it's not quite as good. Their third album, I bought as a kid, and I did not like it, and I still think it's their weakest album. And this has, not all you need, but most of all you need, so that's all I'm gonna get, It starts out like For What It's Worth, and then you got Bluebird on the same side, and then it ends with On the Way Home. You got Mr. Soul, Neil Young song. It's really good, man. Buffalo Springfield. That's a label. Take care, everybody. I don't know, I got 2 more videos I plan on doing. My best used finds of the year. That's why I wanted to get this one in there and see if any of these make it. And I'll do the vinyl tag, but I'll probably do the vinyl tag towards the end of the year, because that's the rules. Take care, everybody. The VC has rules now.